past year, I really haven't been having any fun with digital photography. It's been a drag. I don't know what it is. Um, I've been behind the camera for over 30 years now. And for the past 13, I've been using Panasonic Micro Four Thirds systems. So I have a few Panasonic cameras, many lenses, quality product. I have a company where I'm doing a lot of video, a lot of audio. I'm editing quite a bit. These cameras are very utilitarian for me now. At first, they were sort of fun because I was out and about, and, shooting wherever it was, New York, San Diego, Arizona, here in Tokyo. But they're very utilitarian. They're just not fun. And I've been on the hunt for a long time on what can bring back that fun for me. So I took to Twitter, talked to a lot of people about what they're shooting. I really liked what they had to say. So I went on this hunt for this camera and that platform and what does this and what does that? Ooh, that looks really interesting. I love these these film simulations. And then I'm like, no, I want something different. I want something more, but I'm not going to drop $5,000 on, a camera that it's just too expensive. Right. So anyway, I always thought, Leica digital cameras is something that I want. They are a brand that I love that makes a quality product. And there are many quality camera manufacturers out there, but Leica to me seems like something that is going to have good resale value. It's going to just have lasting power. The images are going to be super, super awesome. The files are going to be great, right? But I can't afford them. And so that's when the Leica Q came to mind. And if I could find one that was cheap enough, and then I thought, oh man, the yen is really weak right now. The dollar's super strong. What's that conversion rate? So for a long while, I've been looking for that Leica camera. And everything's so expensive. But the Leica Q was something that's attainable. And I looked at every photography store in Tokyo's website that I could imagine, right? And really nobody had one at a price that I thought was ideal. So I actually just Googled Leica Q and hit the shopping tab, and I'm scrolling, and you want to know what? Something popped up. I'm like, that's really cheap. What's going on, right? And it was from a camera store that I had never heard of. So I hopped on the train, went to this part of town that I think is super cool for photography. And there's a camera store in this old building there. So I went in. First floor is, the heyday from this building is probably in the 70s, maybe the 80s. So every store is looking a little shabby, and this place is upstairs. So I go upstairs, and man, this whole floor is all massage parlors. So I'm like, oh my God, I have to find this camera shop amongst all these ladies propositioning me, and like, oh, it's just nuts, right? So I finally found this store, and this grandpa, this old dude has this, I'm talking like it's not much wider than this, right? And he had just tons of cool old Leica cameras, some TLR cameras, some really interesting Leica gear. Like, he took pride in Leica cameras, and this place is highly curated, right? So that Leica Q was up there in the glass container. I was like, oh man, there it is. Like, what? There's got to be something wrong with it. It's so cheap, right? So I asked him if I could see it. And, I asked him to tell me more about this camera. He's like, yeah, it's my personal camera. I took it out many, many years ago, like when it was first brought to market, and took 18 shots with it and put it back and never used it again until, apparently a couple days before I got in there. And brand new in the box. Practically brand new in the box. 18 frames brand new in the box. And I can't believe this. And I didn't ask him why it was so cheap, but I looked at the camera, I went through the settings, confirmed that that's all he had shot, et cetera, et cetera. He had a lot of things to say. I bought it, took it home, went to, Leica.com or whatever it is to see if it had been registered. No, it had not. So the purchase date, I entered the purchase date 2 weeks ago, put in the serial number, registered it, got my 1-year warranty, signed up for this, signed up for that, whatever, had a really good time. And I spent the last 2 weeks dialing in the color settings, the menu, the really minimal, nice menu settings with this. Love this camera. It's fun. It is fun. It's built like a tank. It's not too heavy. It's nice and small. And I like crows. It's Tokyo. They live here. Anyway, this camera is fun. I really, really dig it. The price was so obscenely low, I would be insulting you if I told you how much it was. And with the US to yen conversion rate, it would have been stupid for me not to buy this camera. So anyway, the last 2 weeks, I've been sort of dialing in the color settings, really like the JPEGs that are coming out of it, like the DNG RAW files, and I want to show you some things that I've captured over the last 2 weeks. So I hope you dug what you saw. I'm having fun again. And I do want to thank my Twitter pals for their guidance on this. You know who you are. And I'm glad I made this choice. I'm glad that it is a brand new camera and it's brand new to me. It might not be the latest and greatest, but it is killer. Anyway, thanks for dropping by. More images from the Leica Q coming soon.